Good morning, everyone. This is the USGS Hawaiian Volcano Observatory update for June 12th. In the lower east rift zone of Kilauea, there's a line of closely spaced vents at Fissure 8, not new fissures, just close vents, and they are erupting up to 160 feet, as they have in past days. They are still feeding the fast-moving channelized lava flow to the ocean at Kapoho. At the ocean entry in Kapoho, we are now seeing what are called littoral explosions, which are steam and lava explosions that occur when lava flows directly into the ocean and does not have any time to cool before it does. These show up in our videos as gray plumes within the overall laze plume, which but no other fissures are active at this time. VOG and SO2 emissions are still a concern from the lower east rift zone. At the summit at 1:52 a.m. this morning, we had another ash pour explosion at Halema'uma'u crater. The event and its precursory earthquakes were widely felt in the volcano area. Following the event, as has happened in the past multiple explosions, seismicity dropped following the explosion, but we are still seeing slumping of the rim and walls of the Halema'uma'u crater, and occasional SO2 and ash emissions are still being seen downwind of the crater. Good morning. This is the HVO Kilauea update for June 11th. In the lower east rift zone, Fissure 8 now has 3 closely spaced lava fountains erupting to maximum heights of 115 to 130 feet and is still feeding a channelized lava flow to the ocean entry at Kapoho. This morning's helicopter flight confirmed that the channel is still full, but that there have been no recent spillovers. Last night, weak lava activity was observed at fissures 16 and 18. Gas emissions from Fissure 8 are still high and are nearly twice the value of the last 2 weeks, so VOG is still a concern in the area. Crews have been on site 24/7 tracking the fountains, lava flows, and spattering in the lower east rift zone. The cracks on Highway 130 are also being monitored, and no changes in temperature, width, or gas output have been seen for several days. Overnight, there were 2 explosions at Kilauea summit. The first smaller event occurred at 12:46 a.m. Following this event, there was no significant drop-off in seismicity until after the second larger explosion at 4:43 a.m. Inward slumping of the rim and walls of Halema'uma'u continues in response to the ongoing subsidence at the summit, and sulfur dioxide emissions at the summit have dropped to levels of about half what was observed before the onset of the current eruptive activity, but gas and minor amounts of ash are still being transported downwind.
The Kilauea volcano on Hawaii is still sending lava flowing via channels that look like rivers on the island. The Hawaii Civil Defense Agency said there was a large channelized flow coming from the highly active Fissure 8 and making its way to Kapoho Bay, where the lava was entering the water. Wednesday, in the early morning hours, there was a small explosion at the summit of the volcano. The explosion was expected to cause some ash fall downwind. A live stream of the volcano, provided by the United States Geological Survey, was available on YouTube. The stream shows the summit of the volcano taken from the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory's observation tower. At night, there are no lights on the summit, so there isn't much to see until dawn. Tuesday's civil defense message said that the health risks from the eruptions, as well as from the ocean entry of the lava, were still high. The Department of Health recommended that those in the area, specifically those with breathing problems, limit their time outside where they would be exposed to the emissions. The sulfur dioxide emissions from the volcano can mix with the oxygen, water vapor and other gases in the atmosphere to cause a haze called VOG. That VOG is a health risk for those in the area and can cause irritation to the skin, eyes, nose and throat. Another term specific to volcanic eruptions is laze, the byproduct of the lava reaching and reacting with the cool water of the ocean. A large laze plume formed where the lava is continuously entering the ocean at Kapoho, and that plume can change direction easily with the wind at any moment. The lava haze is a mix of hydrochloric acid and steam, along with tiny particles of volcanic glass that are all produced when the flowing lava reaches the ocean. The laze can damage lung tissue and can also irritate the skin and eyes like VOG can. Additionally, The area where the lava enters the ocean is hazardous because the reaction between the two can cause small explosions of debris. On Tuesday, fountains of lava from Fissure 8 were reaching heights of 130 to 140 feet in the air, according to the USGS. That was also causing perlage hair, a type of volcanic glass, and other volcanic glass byproducts to fall downwind from the eruption and into the residential area of Leilani estates. Other fissures, 16 and 18, were erupting small amounts of lava over the past several days, but that activity has stopped, the USGS said. There is no way to predict how long the current volcanic activity from Kilauea will last, a USGS spokesperson told Newsweek. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano remains in constant activity, as fissures created in the wake of the eruption spew hot ash and stream lava. Locals are on alert following warnings of gas explosions. The Kilauea volcano remains a major destructive force in Hawaii following over 40 days of continuous eruption. Thousands of earthquakes on the volcano's summit mean that activity and pressure continue to build, and property damage is high. Hundreds of homes have been buried by lava, displacing unlucky residents and forcing them into shelter. Continuous seismic activity has resulted in fissures opening up around the summit, which have spread lava flow around the region. Kilauea's Fissure 8 remains active, spewing lava flow into the ocean at Kapoho Bay. Officials from the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, report that the Fissure 8 lava fountains are still intense, launching lava to heights of 130-140 ft. Kapoho Bay authorities warn that as the lava flows into the ocean, blaze plumes are still rising into the air, as the mix of volcanic glass and gases can still pose health risks. USGS also warns that products of the fountains, perlage hair, and lightweight volcanic glass are touching down on the Leilani estates. Fissure 18 also continues to spew lava, although at a weaker rate, and with much less reach than its counterpart. Hawaii Country Civil Defense Agency put out a warning at 3 p.m. local time, 2 a.m. British Summer Time, saying gas emissions from the fissure eruption and at the ocean entry continue to be very high. The Department of Health recommends limiting outside activities and staying indoors if you have breathing issues. How long will Kilauea keep erupting? Scientists have said there is no way to definitively confirm when the volcano will cease to erupt. USGS officials stated that there is no way to predict whether other vents will open up in the future. The volcano remains one of the most active on the planet, with continuous activity observed for the past 35 years. Eruptions began on May 3rd. An earthquake on the summit yesterday at 4:45 a.m. local time, 3:45 p.m. British Summer Time, was associated with a major explosion. The earthquake was one of the many that have occurred recently at the summit, leading to fear of developing tsunamis. USGS have confirmed that there is no tsunami threat, however there have been warnings of increased ash in the atmosphere, which could impair driving ability.